It's a rare sight these days, a metal bashing factory that's thriving. A1 Flues at Booton in North Nottinghamshire has survived the recession and is expanding quickly. And that has to be good news for us all. Manufacturing is a bigger part of our economy than anywhere else in the country. Nationally, it's 10% of GDP. In our region, it's 16%, and there are signs of a strong recovery.
Things are picking up. We run a quarterly survey and we have done so since 2012, and over the last 12 months we've seen it strongest ever. We're seeing companies who are certainly in this area in East Midlands, we're looking 50% of our respondents are looking to invest in new technology. 62% expecting to see increase in sales over the next 6 months, and in line with that they're expecting to see jobs growth. So it's a very buoyant picture at the moment here in East Midlands.
How does that feed through to the rest of us? Does it mean higher wages for people that work here? Does it mean more jobs?
Yeah, it means certainly more jobs. Manufacturing Advisory Service is estimating an increase of some 23,000 jobs over its 3 years. So we would expect to see more jobs, and naturally as the economy generally improves, we expect to see wages increase as well in line.
The firm makes exhaust flues for heating systems at some of the country's biggest building projects, including the Shard in London. Staff from this corner of Notts travel the country. It's a family business in a former mining area where many jobs have been lost, but this company still has the feel of a close-knit community, with many of the workforce friends and family. Well, let me just show you something. This is what's known here as the incest list. It's not as bad as it sounds, but it just shows how everybody in this place is related to somebody else. It's a pretty intricate set of lines, and two of the people that feature on here are two very long-serving members. So, David, you've been here, what, 41 years?
41 years, yeah.
And Paddy?
I've been here 33 years.
And what's it like as a place to work? It must be all right, David, if you're still here.
Well, it must be, yeah, because I've enjoyed everything about it, really. Yeah.
What was it like when you started?
There were only 5 of us here. Yeah.
And what's it been like watching it grow?
It's incredible, really.
And Paddy, what was it like when you started here?
Well, I mean, mostly it was a family-run place where everybody knew everybody else, all local people. I mean, benefits is it's local. The pay's not too bad, so I mean, it's pretty good.
Is it right? Is the pay all right there, Dave?
It's okay.
That's as far as you're prepared to go.
Yeah.
But it's got a kind of family atmosphere here, hasn't it? We're talking about this list. Is it right? Does everybody know everybody?
More or less, yeah. There's got some newcomers coming into the firm and that, and you get to know them, by just walking around and speaking to them.
And I was thinking, there's been some tough times around here with the pits closing, textile factories going, so it must be good to see a firm doing well.
Yeah, it killed the village actually, as Paddy will know. It's really killed the village with the pit shutting. Yeah.
And how important is it, Paddy, having a company like this here?
Well, it's important for the local people to have somewhere like this that everybody can go. We're all related. I mean, there's several different generations working down here. The dads, cousins, uncles. I mean, that's all I can say about it.
And as the recovery strengthens and the company continues to pick up orders, it's now gearing up to recruit more workers in the coming months. So let's find out how this firm manages to manufacture, not just in the UK, but right here in Notts. I've got 3 directors here. And John, just tell me first of all, how tough is it working in this sector at the moment?
It has been tough. The past 18 months has been tough in the industry as a whole, I think. But we seem to be coming out the back end of this so-called recession that we've been in. Like I say, the past 18 months, 12 months, been very, very tough out there. Very tough competition from Europeans manufacturing and bringing stuff into the country. But we seem to have done a relatively good job to ride the recession out. We've never been short of work. We've just been short of the bigger jobs, I suppose, which again they seem to be coming out the ground a little bit more now. I think a lot of stuff got shelved in and around the capital city. We seem to be seeing more of the bigger jobs coming into play. So hopefully the next 18 months, the next 5 years, 10 years is going to be a lot more promising for us.
And let's be honest, it's unusual to see this kind of operation these days anywhere in the UK, isn't it? Are you kind of aware of that and how well you're doing?
Certainly is, yeah. I mean, we've been around 41 years this year. We celebrated our 40th year last year, so we must be doing something right.
Well, Colin, if I can come to you, and some of our viewers might actually recognise you as a former Forest footballer, and we'll talk to you in a while about that, but Actually, first of all, I want to talk to you about the fact that you're the reason this company's here. You're a local lad, aren't you?
Yeah, I came, well, the family came down from Scotland when I was 10 years old. My father was a woodcutter. The rest of the family, they were all into mining. I went to school locally. I left school, went to play football. Had quite a brief spell at playing football, which I enjoyed. And then got married, had kids and that, so I had to think about, you've got to look after your family and do stuff. So, and this is when I really thought, well, I'll have to find something that I can do and get some sort of career with. I worked for a Canadian firm that did domestic ductwork. Started there sweeping the floors, being the storeman and stuff like that, and finished up as a works manager running the place with about 200 and odd people. Got a little bit frustrated because there was lots of things that I wanted them to do and the guy from Canada wasn't interested in doing it. So I thought, well, if he ain't going to do it, I'll try and do it myself. So with about 400 quid and cleaned a chicken shed out and then we started to do it. And with a lot of help from the guys that we obviously employ and good customers, hard work, we're in the position that we're at today.
And I mentioned to John, it's unusual to have a manufacturing company in the UK now. What benefits do you get from being in North Notts?
Well, I think the benefits are, obviously we were in the mining area and unfortunately for the mining area, most of it's shut down. And there was a lot of people that wanted to work and had skills and we recognised that. And we've got lots of ex-miners and ex-redundant people. The problem was you can't go to university to learn the trade that we're in. There is no real apprenticeship for it apart from what we can teach them ourselves. We've trained our own staff and given them skills that you can't get anywhere else. It was very hard. This is the third recession that I've been in, but my statement to our staff is that we're not joining it. We don't want to be in this recession. Let's keep going and let's keep niggling away and keep getting work and that. Unfortunately, we've been able to, to carry on, and here we are. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and things are turning round.
And TJ, I've come across you, and Colin's your dad, isn't he? But how is business at the moment then for the company? How are things?
It's getting very busy now. We are, like we said, we're coming out of the recession. We have noticed an upturn in work. We are able to recruit more and more people because we've got the work available. And we see that, like my dad says, there is light at the end of the tunnel.